has finally snapped. Enough is enough. He has told friends he will strip Meghan Markle of the HRH title she keeps using, defying an agreement with the late Queen Elizabeth II to no longer use the title. The Daily Beast has reported that King Charles is turning a blind eye, but King William won't. Let me take you through this reporting from Tom Sykes, who writes, Prince William will strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles when he becomes king, after Meghan made it clear she plans to continue using the honorific, sources have told the Daily Beast. William's determined position makes a stark contrast to that of the king, who is understood not to have any appetite for a fight on the issue. A former courtier, and remember, Prince William keeps in touch with most of his former courtiers, so this matters, tells the publication, Charles might be happy to put up with this, but William won't. He loathes and despises Harry and Meghan with every bone in his body. He believes they have betrayed everything the family stands for, and the idea that they are using their royal status as a calling card will enrage him. P. Diner, royal YouTube sensation, joins me now. P. Diner, I clapped when I read this reporting from Tom Sykes because it's what I have been reporting for some time. You know, the mainstream media is so loath to pick up on this stuff now, but Tom Sykes, the European editor-at-large for the Daily Beast, who's a very well-connected man, is doing a good job on it. Because why can't we tell the truth about how William really feels about Harry and Meghan? I love this source quote. It's what sources close to William have been telling me for years. He loathes and despises Harry and Meghan with every bone in his body. He believes they have betrayed everything the family stands for. I just thought it was worth repeating that line, P. Diner.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we have to think about what William has gone through. He has put up with a lot around this relationship. He's tried to warn his brother about Meghan, and to his credit, everything that he thought would happen has essentially happened. So imagine William's frustration when he's tried to warn his brother about the kind of person that he sees Meghan to be, and now they're coming true, and Harry is just not listening. It's at a breaking point. He cannot move forward with his brother and allow this kind of behavior to continue. It's chipping away at the monarchy.
In the cutthroat world of modern television, chemistry is the ultimate currency, a rare, lightning-in-a-bottle magic that networks spend millions trying to manufacture. Yet, when a tandem genuinely captures the cultural zeitgeist, the biggest threat to their survival isn't a lack of viewer interest, but the inevitable corporate pressure to fracture them for individual solo growth. This is the precise paradox currently gripping the Philippine entertainment industry as fans witness the temporary divergence of Barbie Forteza and David Licacco, the powerhouse duo affectionately known as Barda. For months, whispers of a permanent split have circulated through the industry, leaving millions to wonder if one of the most electric partnerships of this generation has finally reached its expiration date, or if this is merely the calm before an unprecedented storm. Welcome back to the channel, where we dissect the hidden strategies, cultural shifts, and industry mechanics behind the biggest names in entertainment. When a love team reaches the stratospheric heights that Barbie and David achieved, the narrative trajectory usually follows a predictable, almost mathematical formula. The network strikes while the iron is hot, pairing them in consecutive projects until the audience hits a wall of creative fatigue. But what we are witnessing right now with Barda defies the traditional playbook entirely. Instead of burning out, their partnership is being subjected to a calculated, high-stakes experiment in career expansion, one that is testing the absolute limits of fan loyalty. Look closely at what is happening behind the scenes right now. Barbie Forteza has pivoted heavily into raw, emotionally demanding territory, intentionally shedding the comfortable skin of a traditional romantic lead. Her recent appearance in a critically acclaimed indie film showcased an astonishing emotional depth, proving to critics and executives alike that her artistry extends far beyond standard primetime tropes. It was a risky, deliberate, calculated move to solidify her status as a heavyweight actress. Meanwhile, David Lukaku has been aggressively carving out his own distinct lane, redefining himself as a versatile leading man by stepping into the high-octane world of action romance. Combined with a massive surge in premium corporate endorsements and high-profile modeling gigs, David is rapidly building a standalone brand that commands authority in the market. On paper, it looks like a clean break, two stars moving in entirely opposite directions, chasing individual legacies. But here is the detail most casual observers are completely missing. If this were a standard industry decoupling, the digital footprint of the partnership would slowly wither away, systematically managed by public relations teams to redirect public focus. Instead, the exact opposite is happening. Behind the corporate curtain of their separate projects, the digital breadcrumbs Barbie and David leave behind paint a completely different picture. It manifests in the subtle, blink-and-you'll-miss-it social media interactions, the spontaneous likes, the casual comments, and the sharp, witty banter that hints at private inside jokes. It is a masterclass in maintaining a psychological anchor with the audience. They are subtly reminding the public that while their professional schedules may be segregated, the foundational chemistry that built their empire remains entirely untouched. This brings us to a fascinating truth about how modern fandoms operate. In the past, separating a love team was a fatal move. Out of sight truly meant out of mind. But the Barda fandom has evolved past traditional dependence. They understand a fundamental industry secret. Sometimes, a tandem must breathe apart so that they do not suffocate together. By granting each other the professional space to mature independently, they are actually preventing the creative stagnation that destroys lesser duos. Before we uncover the massive, unannounced project that industry insiders hint could reunite this iconic pair sooner than anyone expects, I want to ask you a quick question. Do you believe giving Barbie and David individual space right now will make their eventual comeback even bigger? Or is the network risking the magic by keeping them apart for too long? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay completely updated on the deepest insights into your favorite stars, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications right now so you never miss an analysis. What we are witnessing isn't the death of a trend. It is the deliberate construction of a legacy. From explosive primetime teleseries to the thousands of fan-generated edits that still dominate digital algorithms daily, the Barda phenomenon has transitioned from a temporary television pairing into an institutional core memory for the network.
Breaking right now, the British royal family mired in one of its biggest crises in history. But if you thought the Prince Andrew scandal was the end of the changes that are coming under King William V, let me tell you, you are wrong. Today, I can confirm plans by the heir to the throne to strip Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie, and Lily of all royal titles as William's fury over the situation regarding the former Duke of York grows. Because William, let me be clear, does not believe his father, the cancer-stricken king, has gone far enough. He thinks Andrew should not even be a prince. He certainly should not be in the United Kingdom. Exile is the only answer. But the problem is that requires an act of parliament. That act of parliament, I am told, William also intends to use to finally jettison the Sussexes so that they would no longer have a title whatsoever and their children would lose what Meghan Markle once referred to as their birthright. This is going to be Prince William getting tough. And we already saw the impact that he is having, because while this is an incredibly difficult conversation to have, the power has already shifted to the heir in quite some way, given Charles's health struggles grow. He did make an appearance today in Manchester at the scene of the synagogue attack, which shook this country very recently. But it's heartbreaking to see. These are the cards that have been dealt, Brittany. And William is very, very clear that he cannot have Andrew and he cannot have Prince Harry and he cannot have Meghan Markle doing potentially untold damage to an institution which, let's be honest, is going to struggle a little bit during this modernization era.
It is. And we can see it already. I think the struggles and the tensions between, how do they move forward digitally and these sorts of things? Because I feel like we're seeing a slow adoption of, let's say, some video and social media and these sorts of things. And so the monarchy is very much, I think, struggling to modernize in some way here more than some of its other counterparts. And I'm sure William loves his father, doesn't want to think that his father isn't going to be around for 10 to 15, 20 more years. William, to his credit, is very much trying to set up his future, and I think that's a really, really smart thing to do. He's very aware of that future, and I think that is definitely a great direction to go in, but one I think that'll be a big struggle as well as they sort of kind of balance this father-son dynamic.
The thing is, Brittany, when you think about this, right, William is going to be ruthless in what he sees as necessary changes to the British royal family. Now, traditionalists like you and me will probably struggle with some of these changes, but he has a big picture in mind, which, by the way, might mean that he's not head of the Commonwealth, might mean that he's not head of the Church of England. I mean, these are previously unthinkables. But what I'm very, very clear on is that there will be a streamlined monarchy. And if you are causing trouble for the institution, which, let's be in no doubt,
well, Her Royal Highness Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, is about to be stripped of her official title. With King Charles on his way out, Prince William is expected to take over the crown. And apparently at the top of his list is to say, "Peace out, Meghan, you're done." And he plans to formally strip Meghan Markle of her royal title. Now, when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry decided to leave the royal family, they agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they would not use their official title, His Royal Highness or Her Royal Highness, in any commercial capacity. And despite that, Meghan has now readopted Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But not only that, she's also started to use Her Royal Highness, Duchess of Sussex. Being that Meghan and Harry are not official members of the royal family anymore because they stepped down, they're not allowed to use their HRH title. Now, Meghan was just on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast where she gave her a gift basket, and the gift basket was signed from Her Royal Highness, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. Which, one, even if it's in a personal capacity, you're giving your friend a gift basket, one, it's a little pretentious, but two, I'm assuming her overpriced jams and her dead flower petals and her cookie mix and all of that from her As Ever line were included in that gift basket, which would then make this more of a marketing effort, which to me is using the royal title in a commercial capacity. And let's not forget that even in her new Netflix show With Love Meghan, she's credited as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But Prince William's like, not today, my lady. He's soon expected to take the crown along with Princess Catherine, but it seems like he's not happy with his brother or his brother's new wife and them using and, in a way, abusing their royal titles. Now, Prince Harry's always going to be Prince Harry. He was born into this. But Meghan Markle, my frustration is that, she didn't want to be part of the royal family. She called them racist. She said that it was outdated and, she didn't like fulfilling the royal duties. So if you wanted to get away from the royal family so bad that you became the royal refugees that needed to seek asylum here in Hollywood, then why would you even want to use that official title? Why would you even want to be considered Duchess of Sussex or Her Royal Highness? That's also kind of strange. And I know on her Netflix show, she said it was a way to be, more in touch or related to her children, but their legal last name is Mountbatten Windsor, so it doesn't make sense to me. What do you think? Will Prince Harry follow through with this and ditch Her Royal Highness?